All right, let's do a bit of a sound check here and see if people can hear me. If you can hear me, please sound off in the chat. We do have a delay of 1 minute on the stream as well, so. And also, of course, if you can hear the game, that's wonderful too. Both of those things should be great. Good games are riots. Okay. I'm getting a warning that my bitrate is too high, apparently, so I'm gonna try to lower that a little bit for my own sake. Let's see. But I was streaming with this earlier, and that was fine, so hopefully this should be fine still. You gotta go, Patrick Swift? That's a shame, we just started here. Alright, so, welcome to the stream. My name is Johan, also known as Tancred in the Element Studios community, and I'm a developer on this game, and I will also be your caster today on these games. And it seems that we actually have the first lobby up. I will be a little bit in and out from time to time, because I'm also overseeing the management of the tournament, if you will. So, okay, I'm just gonna don't switch slots, please. Spectator bug. So we have an unfortunate bug in this build where apparently if you switch slots, you end up with yeah, you break the ban phase basically. So we don't want that, and yeah, we can do that to be safe. Let's just do that just to be safe, because yeah, we don't want any mess ups here. So hopefully, yes, we will see some good games in here, and but we actually had a bit of an unfortunate turn of events yesterday where we had a lot of people that left a walkover essentially, didn't show up for their matches, and so I have literally no idea how good either one of these players are. Because both of them pretty much advanced all the way through without playing a game. None of their opponents showed up, so we are in for a bit of a wild card series here. We have no idea what's going to happen or how they're going to play, and that's exciting in its own right to me. The other game we have today is, or the second semifinal we have today, we actually have players that are well known within the community, and we know that that's going to be a good game. This one, I guess we'll see. All right, so getting into the first game here. Now, they're banning towers right now. We cannot see that because, yeah, that's not this spectator functionality with the ban phase is not normally in the game. Was kind of put in last minute, so to speak. So, tropical. Now, on this map, we might see some some haste action up front. It's a very strong tower. Right out the gate. Vapor haste, whatever they will do, who knows. But once again, I have no idea what the playstyle is of these players, so we have no idea what's coming out here. I'm gonna see if I can actually see the bans of the players once we get into the once we get past. Okay, so now we've started. No, I cannot open the. Okay. All right, so we have. I think we're actually gonna maybe see a solar build on both ends here, or is this maybe a bloom build? And by solar build, you usually don't go that first. Although I'm not sure whether that is really the play on this map anymore. At the very least, one thing that is known on this map is that an impulse rush is incredibly effective. So we're gonna see what they end up doing here, and they both have the elements to go into an early impulse. But it seems like we're seeing, at least from OP here, we're seeing a more traditional bloom build. So we'll see how that holds up. I can, of course, switch perspectives like this so that I have... I don't think that helps with the bug, does it? No. Okay. It is what it is. We're doing what we're doing. We're doing the best we can with what we've got. Okay, so we have the Earth shield wave here with a Bloom Tower up front. Doesn't pick it up quickly enough, but he does finish off most of the wave very early. Currently, neither of the players are playing the interest game very much. We're seeing neither one of them holding on to any gold really. Bloom Tower on strong to not get cursed. Lightning plus Vapor. All right. The matches are 1 by 1. So we're seeing one semifinal at a time. And then the bronze match, and then the finals. Okay, that was a quick kill of wave 16 here. Or wave 15, sorry. Not that that's gonna matter for his opponent at all. And also, we're gonna see, like, both players are gonna kill 16 very quickly here, because we have Vapor and we have Ice. Interesting. Strong Ice. Strong targeting on Ice. I tend to play Ice on front just to like stack it up for the AoE to really make a difference. But I've seen some people make a case for playing it on strong. Not too sure. Oh, that one died. Okay, that's... Oh, okay, the lightning saved him. Okay. Oh, we're seeing Grolsch here struggling a little bit. Oh, actually, he's gonna leak this wave. Oh, the first leak going to Grolsch's game here. Okay. Lightning and... I wonder... Okay, now that is not the build that I would have expected out of Grolsch. Okay. An early windstorm too. Okay. Not exactly known for speed clearing. It's on near. Okay. Also, he does have 2 lightning, so he shouldn't struggle too hard with 20, I suppose. It's a very early triple. So that's the one thing about this. Like, Grolsch is a little bit behind right now, but he did get the first triple, so his build is probably slightly more efficient than his opponent's. Not in terms of gold, though. Alright, very speedy kill here. He picked up a trickery here, too. Okay, so what element? Okay, so we're going into... Is this a 6-element build? It might be a 6-element build, actually. Okay. Meanwhile, we have OP going into, I assume, Bloom 2 first. Once again, not really sure about the playstyle of these players, so... So a common strategy is to upgrade your support tower first, your well tower here in this case, so he would have gone either water or nature first, and then you go into triple with that to boost your triple with the level 2 support tower. However, that is not what we're seeing here. Alright, so we have double support towers up front, and he's going to need it against the Earth Undead wave here. For sure, because his main damage source is lightning, and that's not going to do well against that wave. So the corrosion here helps immensely. Now I think it was so the FONL clan here. These guys play co-op together, and we had a couple of them in the tournament. We saw some interesting stuff from one of them yesterday, where they actually went for an Archdruid, and I'm wondering if that's what we're going to see here too. This is actually one of the few maps where Archdruid, like where I've actually seen it played in ranked. But it is a very dangerous tower to use. He's killing this wave very slowly. It's never good to be behind on a curse wave. He's adding in a windstorm tower against a dark curse wave. This is going to be potentially very bad. Although, the benefit of this map a little bit is that, like, by the time that the curse is worn off on these towers, or by the time they come back around, the curse will have worn off most of the time. Okay, no, I do think that this ended up being very punishing for OP here. Is he? How many leaks is it taking? Oh, he's so very close to killing so many of them. Oh, that's hurt. That hurts. Okay, now we also need to summon an elemental. Here we go. Okay. A little bit shaky there with his build order and his opponent putting some pressure on him. Oh, we're seeing an ethereal. Nice. Okay, so an ethereal. Maybe a life altar? That would be fun. Life altar ethereal is also like an infamous combo for the mid game. We're seeing OP falling behind a little bit here. Kind of still staying up to pace with this opponent, but definitely very behind. You can see that he's got 9 creeps on his side here, Grolsch, and OP has got over 20. Ooh. That windstorm just barely saving him from leaking like half that wave. Okay. Now, what we actually saw coming out of... I missed this in all that was going on. So OP actually went for Ice 2 as his first duel here. That is also very unusual, and he's going to struggle quite a bit on the next wave here, and he's also very behind on this wave. I really feel like, especially on an undead wave, he's being really punished here for having his ice towers on strong. Because if he had them on front, he would have stacked up the creeps and gotten the AoE out of this. Now this wave is dangerous for him. Grolsch keeping up the pace very nicely here. And we're seeing an impulse tower. We're going to see Trickery too, it seems. That's going to be the first support tower that he goes for. And yeah, OP taking further leaks here. His build order not quite as clean as his opponent's. I do want to see this ice build work out though, so please stay in it. Come on, OP. We believe in you. Alright, so... yeah, I guess he picked up the Impulse Tower specifically for dealing with this wave a little bit better because it was kind of dark heavy. I'm seeing Trickery clones, but I'm not seeing a Trickery. Oh, I'm blind, that's why. There it is. Because I thought this was a Trickery before, so I was like, where is the Trickery? He's actually killing this wave very quickly. Wow, okay. His opponent actually keeping up decently though. He's got Bloom 2s and Ice 2s now. See whether the Bloom nerf did anything for this, because no, they're gonna get the reset now. Assuming that Gross doesn't kill. No, this is one of the usually one of the waves that are tougher to deal with for most people. So that's not usually a wave you rush at. I don't think I've ever been rushed on that wave in my life. This wave should be fine for OP, so he's definitely staying in it for at least this section of 5 waves. Then we'll see. And I guess... Oh yeah, he picked up water here, of course. Or nature here. Which means that he also has well 2 now, and he's keeping up much better. He's actually splitting his towers up to avoid getting hit with Cursed on all of them at once. It's a good strategy. Okay, so what's the next element here for Grolsch? His build is a little bit unpredictable to me. There we go, now it's a full 6 element build. Meanwhile, of course, we got... I assume that this build is actually gonna transition into Obelisk. I don't know whether Obelisk is like the play here or not. Maybe he just goes for Bloom Spam, I don't know. He's a little bit slow with clearing this wave in comparison to his opponents, which is full stacked on triples and quads, and actually no quads. Ah, he does have a quad. Seeing him fall behind quite a bit here. Where's your Nova, bro? You need a Nova for this wave. No, I guess your Lightnings are fine. Also, I prefer to not pick, especially on like a build. In his case, here he's going for a build with double slows, so he has both Windstorm and Nova Tower. And when you have a double slow build, I personally at least don't pick up too many slows before wave 50, because wave 50 is an absolute nightmare if you have a lot of slows. Let's see here. There's a double check in here real quick. Okay, nothing important. Right. Not killing that wave too quickly. I actually think that OP is gonna clear this wave. Yeah, they're roughly up to speed with one another now. Okay, gonna be interesting to see what both of these players' endgame is. I assume that we're gonna see quads or something along those lines. I'm actually not sure what the meta 6 element build is at the moment. Oh, here we go. Here's the obelisk coming through. Oh, he had a cloned Crystal Spire for that one too. Another problem with this build, especially when you're not picking up light towers, or for that matter, impulse towers, is that you're gonna struggle with the elementals. And that's what we're seeing here. This guy is not dying. Oh, here we go. Here's the obelisk. Yep. So I think both players might actually end up going into obelisks as their main damage tower here. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't quite kill that one off. That was very close though. Okay. Oh, we're seeing nuclear too. Okay. I'm gonna be the wombo combo obelisk build. Nuclear making the creeps bigger and tankier, but also slowing them down and dealing damage around the target as well. Okay. I'm a little bit unsure about OP's placements here. Like, don't get me wrong, like, these placements aren't bad, per se. but they're very late into the map. So by the time that he starts to actually deal proper damage to this wave, most of the other wave is already cleared out. And that's what we're seeing here. Now we're going to have overlapping waves. Although, with that said, that also means that he's kind of dealing with this wave in isolation. Not entirely though, because his towers that actually have a double pass here are definitely shooting both waves at once, and that's not optimal at all. Yeah, we're seeing him struggle a bit here. He's got 6 lives left. I think he should be able to clear this wave just fine. Ooh, he's cutting it close. Actually, he's... Ooh. He's gonna live with 1 life. Okay. Alright. Game almost ended there. Game 1 almost over here. Okay. He's panic building a little bit in the back here. Grolsch coming over to say hi, apparently. He's trying to make the creeps leak through, and it seems he succeeded. That's the end of game 1, and Grolsch takes the first game. Alright. So now Grolsch would be the one hosting, and yeah, alright. So, well, it was a pretty good first game. Alright. Grolsch hosting. See if the players are ready to get the next one started here. Okay. Okay. Game 2, ready to go. Let's see if we see some... actually, we can't see the players' bans, unfortunately, but I am assuming that OP now is considering his bans a little bit, as, you know, switching it up. Switching it up a little bit in terms of his bans to reflect what he just played against, assuming that, of course, he was paying attention to his opponent. And that's what's so interesting about playing best of 3 with bans, with players here, because we're going to see some tower or some variety, hopefully, between the players. Okay. And okay, on to game 2 in this series. Will Grolsch bring it home, or will OP make a comeback? OP face booger. By the way, the best darn. Oh, we're getting the same map again, even. Okay, so that definitely means that we're gonna see some target bans here. Okay. OP face booger. Will they make a comeback in the series and make it a game 3? That is the question. Okay, who are we rooting for in the chat? Anyone got any favorites? Any play style you're preferring? Are we siding with the 6 element shenanigans, or are we more traditional with the 4 elements? We're seeing something completely different come out of OP Facebooker here. So that should be quite interesting. We're seeing pretty much the same thing coming out of Grolsch. Of course, it worked last game, so why change it up, right? But we're seeing a blacksmith approach here from OP Facebooker, and yeah. Let's see how this game plays out. Double lightning opening, so both players going to be clearing super fast here. We're going to see some struggles here on wave 13 for both players, since they're pretty much opening the exact same way. Grolsch actually picking up the vapor here, which will help him with this wave in particular. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, we're seeing some singles here. Will he save that leak? No, he will not. He will actually take that leak. Okay. Depends on the playstyle. Yeah. Alright, so... OP not quite preparing efficiently enough for this wave. Opening double lightning, of course, is going to struggle on 13. And just barely did not do enough to deal with that right there. Meanwhile, we're seeing Grolsch playing a bit safe. I think the safe strat might be what wins here, quite honestly. Because here's the thing to really consider: if the game goes long in LMNTD, it goes into boss waves, then obviously the multiplier for having full lives really matters. It's a 15% bonus to your score. It's a pretty big deal. Okay. Grolsch is actually not doing the same thing as last game. OP not even picking up a 4th element just yet. Maybe he felt that he was too far behind and didn't want to risk sending out an elemental in the middle of the wave. Never mind, he just did, and it was a level 1 elemental, so that should be perfectly fine. And we have 2. We're seeing a real rush strategy here. This is a common theme that I've seen in this tournament so far. If you get an early game up on your opponent, then you usually just pretty much try to camp the entrance. And that's also like the normal playstyle, right, on one path maps. Haven't seen too much action on two path maps just yet. I've seen some autumn games. The lightning strat not quite working out here for OP. Taking a rather major leak here, and we might actually see a very early game over here. The rush actually working out for Grolsch here, it seems. Oh, okay. These are very defensive positions. This is what I will say for OP. Like, I think that he has a basic idea of his compositions and such, but like he's placing very defensively a lot of the time, and that leads to him ending up behind and getting overlapping waves. Now, on this map in particular, you can often save yourself with that, but you're also gonna output way less damage on the creeps as they're coming around on the other side here. So a little bit of a you see, this is like far more efficient placement right here. And now we're gonna once again see, because like, here's the thing. Now, OP has placed ice towers in the back, and those are his water towers against the next fire wave, while his opponent's water towers are up front, and this wave is pretty much gonna disappear in spawn. And therefore, I believe he's gonna end up behind almost immediately. Actually, this wave makes it past. So he's good for this wave. Okay, cool. That's great, because you know, the more element TD, the better today, of course. Okay, corrosion up front. This is like a typical, you know, more efficient playstyle. He's got a support triple up fairly early. This wave gets deleted. We're gonna see some overlapping waves here, and this is like this is a crucial time to not be behind on, because he doesn't deal super well with the earth wave, and after that there's also a curse wave, which is gonna go into bulky wave, and yeah, this is not great. This is not great. Are we seeing? No, he's living this wave, but he's not living this earth wave, I don't think. Okay, so the first semifinals of the day might have been quick. Actually, is he? Is he okay? I think he might be okay. He is okay. Oh my wow. Okay. He didn't even leak that wave. That is amazing. Okay. He's still in the game. I'm impressed. He's doing strong targeting here against the curse wave, but he's gonna have to adjust that shortly, unless he wants. Actually, he can let his ice towers here pick up. They're on front in this game, by the way, the ice towers. So he's gonna stack up the creeps a little bit more, and they're gonna also finish off the waves for him. Adding an extra gaze here versus the light wave. And he's going to be just fine. Alright, we still have a game, folks. Now, what are they going into next? Grol's, of course, going into 6 element again, which means we're going to see more support triples coming up here. And this is something you have to be prepared for when you're playing against 6 element. You need to make sure that you are also, like, dealing a lot of damage on the entrance. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind very quickly, because they're going to have a bunch of support triples up front that are basically deleting the waves for you. Okay. Grol shilling by the water side. I think he's feeling pretty good about himself right now. I know I would. Now the targeting from OP here is in general like actually very good. Like he has the strong targeting on most things, ensuring optimal damage. The question is just whether he can keep up in terms of just raw gold efficiency. If we're just looking at it here, like we're seeing that Grolsch was about 400 gold ahead, and that was because he just picked up a quad. Which is actually going to be to his detriment here, I think. Like, don't get me wrong, like this is a good quad, but it is very early against a curse wave, against a fire curse wave. Not that the fire part of that really matters, but against a curse wave, which means that it's going to regenerate his spirits slower, and he's not quite going to get the same bang for his buck here in terms of clearing quick. He's going to be just fine, though. He's just going to be a little bit slow, or slower than he should have been with that pickup right there. So he's way more gold efficient for sure. We can actually, I believe, check that, assuming that that functionality works. Let's have a look here. So we're seeing that Grolsch has earned 546 interest. Meanwhile, his opponent here is 389. So there's roughly a 200 gold difference here in terms of the interest game. Okay. I'm wondering, cause like what OP is going for here. He should be fine in this way, right? In theory, he should be fine. Yeah. He's not gonna die at the very least. So what he's going for here is a build that has double supports. He has Blacksmith and Trickery. However, he does not have any debuff towers whatsoever in this build. And usually what you try to go for with this build, if you're... No wait, sorry. I'm confusing this build. So he actually has Polar. And what's the other tower he's got? Windstorm, right? Yeah. So it's Polar and Windstorm. And... yeah, okay, never mind. So I'm not sure if... Is he going for an ice build with that? This is going to be interesting if it makes it to the end game. That much is certain. Alright, so, anyway. Meanwhile, we're seeing Grolsch pretty much doing the exact same things as last game. I don't know if... once again, I can't see which towers were banned, unfortunately. So maybe, yeah, he's pretty much setting up the exact same thing as last time. This is a practice build order, clearly. Which we saw last game, and this one. Oh god. We have Ice 2s though, so he should be okay here. Yeah, he's gonna stack up the creeps, and they're gonna finish that off. Okay, cool. He doesn't have Bloom to speed clear this wave though, this time around. Meanwhile, his opponent is actually clearing this wave fairly quickly. He's gonna have a fast wave upon him while his towers are cursed. Let's see if that ends up mattering or not. He doesn't have Blacksmith 2 for this wave either. He does actually have access to haste, although it's a little bit late to get it now. Ooh. No, he's good. He's good. Okay, we're seeing a money tower. We're seeing a money tower. Okay. Now, on Grolsch's end, what element are we seeing next? Actually, none. Okay. Interesting. No, we saw one. Apparently. I just missed it, I suppose. Yeah, he picked up a nature one. Okay. Yeah, he needs to upgrade his blacksmiths at this point, otherwise he's gonna fall off very quickly here. Especially since he's mostly invested into... Oh, actually he's gonna die here. He's just gonna straight up die here. Oh god, okay. That is the end of the first semi-final. Grolsch takes it home and advances to the finals. Playing very safely, a very stable performance from him here. And I look forward to seeing what he's got up his sleeve in the finals. Alright. Now we'll see how long of a break we take for this next one. I need to... For you latecomers, I am also managing the tournament at the same time. So I'm a little bit in and out, just checking with players, checking with all that. Okay, so let's see here. So we're gonna create a round 2. And in the order of the bracket, it's supposed to be party. Tobias. You made this. Okay, now we're gonna get the second set of games started here, the second semi-final. Hopefully somewhat soon. I'm checking in with the players right now. It is worth placing it for the spirits, for sure. House party. See here, so I'm just gonna wait until the other players join the lobby here, just so that the players end up next to each other on the map. Hopefully we'll see some different maps here. Rather than just seeing the same one every time. So in this game, we have two very well-known players to the community. Um, um, we have two very well-known players to the community. Tobias actually took home the random tournament. And House Party did not participate in the previous tournament, but he is a very well-known player in the community that is very good at pick. He took all his games 2-0 yesterday, and so did Tobias. So this game is most likely going to get exciting. We're just gonna see here. We're waiting for just a moment. We got kind of lucky with that. As I said, like both of the previous players, they advanced without playing a game yesterday because of a lot of people not participating in the tournament. And yet both of them put up a respectable performance right there. So it's very nice to see that we got a couple of good games out of that. Both OP and Grolsch turning out to be excellent players. All right, we're waiting for House Party here to say that he's back. All right, it seems he is back. Now let's see if we can get this game started and wish both players luck. We're also going to see some, like, in this case, I'm probably going to be able to predict what the players are doing a bit better because, you know, they're playing a bit more like what I'm used to. Because, like, this is kind of players that I'm playing against in ranked pick. The reason it's short, that's actually something that has been, it's been the case in ranked pick for a while. Because the first 10 waves, most players argue that they didn't feel like the first 10 waves actually mattered that much for the average game. Oh, we see some cookies here. Look at that builder. So basically, we took those waves out because they were deemed less impactful. Usually you saw like maybe a 50 to 100 gold lead one way or the other, and that was about it. And so and also in favor of making games shorter because the games can get kind of long, we decided to make the call to basically put all ranked games on short. The only thing you really do in the early game or in the first 10 waves was to play the interest game at the high level. And it was never much of a risk to either player. Seeing a slightly longer ban phase here than the previous set, already out the gate. Now, House Party, I know. I'm pretty sure that he was paying attention yesterday when Tobias was playing. I don't know whether Tobias has been paying attention to House Party strats. Maybe he has. In which case, I would expect to see Vapor bans. Which, by the way, Vapor is, in general, like the banning Vapor also helps. Oh, actually, we're not seeing a Vapor ban, I assume, because he picks up those elements immediately. Okay, I don't know if I should tell Tobias that it's on short, because I'm pretty sure that once again he has forgotten that this is on short. Okay, he recovered. He actually did that yesterday. He leaked wave 1 because he forgot that it wasn't short. Also, we're seeing our first game on Forest here. So that should be interesting too. That's usually a map that favors 6 element more so than any other type of build. Haste has definitely been banned, that much we can say for certain, otherwise we wouldn't see this build from Tobias. Tobias always plays Haste if it's available, and now he's going for something completely different, which I'm not even sure what that is, quite honestly. So, this might be a mushroom build long term. I think we might be seeing a mushroom build. And this might be turned into a muck or something. In that case, if it's a mushroom build, he should pick up water next. Then we have... Okay. Yeah, we're seeing some pretty fast clears here from both players. I wouldn't expect too much drama in the early game. It's more about which choices they make. Now, the Vapor strat here is very predictable from House Party. He's probably... Tobias is known for his tactical leaks from yesterday. And meanwhile, we also have House Party, which is definitely not... Okay, so we're seeing water. So it is indeed a mushroom build, most likely this. Which means, I think that pretty much means that he has the late game here. Tobias sitting on 1000 gold, so... Oh, actually, he goes for... I wonder if he just misclicked. I am pretty sure that was supposed to be a muck and not a root. Although he should be fine either way. Should be okay. This is probably going to turn into a well tower shortly to buff both the root and the disease. Meanwhile, we're seeing something quite straightforward here from House Party, just camping the entrance with vapors. Yep, so there's the well tower. Once again, as I said, like this playstyle is way more predictable to me than the previous player set. Okay. I think either player is fine here on this wave. What's the first wave that will mean something? I would say, like... It depends here, because, like, House Party is going to have to take some leaks, most likely, if he's going to want to pick up, like, an early Vapor 3 or something. So we might see, like, a Water 3 come through here, and he's going to leak that one. Oh! No, we're not seeing a Mushroom build. Never mind. So this... Oh, are we seeing Plague setup? Oh god. Okay. I wonder if that's what he's doing. Nope. I guess not, because now there's an Ethereal here for some reason. But here's the early water that he takes a few leaks on for sure. And I actually think... I don't know if he's going to take 2 leaks on this one. Probably not 3. Because now it's overlapping with the wave, so the vapors are not getting the same kind of damage out of it. Yeah. Definitely gonna be 2 leaks, we'll see if it's 3. But this is typical of House Party, he likes rushing. He likes playing around the vapor rush. And either that will pay off or it won't. And I actually do believe that the vapor rush is not the play versus Tobias. But because Tobias knows how to play late game very well and is very unlikely to get rushed out by Vapor Rush. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, he's actually going to take 3 leaks, I believe, because this wave is really troublesome. I wouldn't play a Vapor Rush on Forest to begin with, I feel like. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. Very efficient setup here from Tobias, camping the entrance with triples. This is what I'm talking about. Now you can also see the difference in terms of efficiency here. If you watch this game and compare it to the previous one, I believe Grolsch had a corrosion by wave 23 or something. Here you're seeing 3 triples by wave 25. That is quite the difference in terms of, you know, like economical efficiency. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure one thing, by the way. Current key. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, seeing some lag here apparently. Now the vapor tower here is probably gonna get upgraded into a corrosion. Oh, here we're seeing actually. Oh, yeah. So very quick clearing right here from. This is where the power of the haze or the vapor is coming through and actually making a difference. Although it's still not quite rushing Tobias to that degree, because technically Tobias has a tower that benefits off of being rushed a little bit, which is the Ethereal Tower. Tobias picking up Water 2 here, probably to go into Well 2 on the next pick. Oh, he did not go for the corrosion first here, he went for a laser instead. Interesting. Here we go, there's the corrosion. Okay. Meanwhile, we have the waves being deleted in spawn on the other end. I'm surprised we are not seeing a blacksmith just yet on for House Party. I mean, it is 500 gold that would increase your damage output by like 40%. It's quite the improvement. But I guess he's just interesting at this point. He's sitting on a lot of gold right now. He's actually out interesting his opponent quite heavily here. He's about 1,000 gold ahead, just because he can sit on these vapors and not worry about anything. Getting that vapor upgrade right there, just to probably counteract the curse to some degree. Okay. But Tobias keeping up just fine so far. Actually already putting up a nuclear tower. And there's the Nature 2 for the Well 2, which he's probably going to upgrade as soon as the next interest comes in here. Yeah, okay, there's the upgrade. And meanwhile, over here, we're still seeing stuff being deleted in spawn. We'll see whether... Yes, he has a lot of Vapor 3s right here. Wow, that's a lot. And also they're now being boosted by Blacksmith 2. Okay. Let me see if he can prove me wrong, if the Vapor Rush here's the game. He is letting a lot through here. That shouldn't matter too much in terms of his clear speed. They're going to come around and he's going to clean them up just fine. Meanwhile, Tobias is stacking just about every tower in the game at the entrance, as 6 Element tends to do. Okay. House Party cancelling something right there. I don't know what it was. That is a very efficient clear. But it is a very efficient clear on both ends, so we're all good. And now we're gonna see Blacksmith 3. He has 6 Vapors, so he should actually have 2 Blacksmith 3s. But I think he's still trying to interest ahead of his opponents a little bit here. Seeing a Polar up front. And now we have the infamous Crystal Spire coming through. House Party opting to go for more Vapors rather than buffing them up. And so far he's keeping up the tempo, making sure that his opponent can't really interest whatsoever. But his opponent is keeping up nicely, and it's only about a 1,000 gold difference so far. Oh, even seeing a phantom zone right here. Oh, okay, this might be bad actually. No, he's fine. He's fine. Okay, light 2 coming out of Tobias here. I believe these two are gonna die on their own pretty much due to nuclear. Now this is gonna be a really dangerous set of waves right here for Tobias. He cannot end up behind here, because this wave is gonna get deleted and spawn. Here we're gonna see maybe Curse actually coming into play for a bit. Tobias is keeping up fine so far. Not actually falling behind too much at all. And the Curse wave here is gonna hit House Party quite a bit, quite badly. Because all of his towers are stacked up like this. And that will slow down his clear speed quite a bit, but Tobias is actually struggling a little bit with this wave too. He has a lot of damage coming out of his nuclears though, so nuclear dealing about 3 million damage right now. And well, of course that is because it's dealing a percentage of the damage. Now this is the first time since he started this build pretty much that House Party is visibly slowing down because of the curse wave before this healing wave. Now we might actually see leaks here, I'm not sure. No. We got the Crystal Spires coming in hot for Tobias there, making sure he's not leaking. And I believe that pretty much means that the Vapor Rush has failed. Unless I'm mistaken, of course. I don't know if... I don't really know how well these do late game nowadays, but they shouldn't quite match up to a 6-element build. But it is interesting that they're even, you know, out-clearing a 6-element build. Spawn camping. With like an optimal positioning and all that. This wave, a little bit scary for Tobias, I believe. Because this wave is gone. That wave was very gone. And yeah. Now this is, I believe, a bit of a struggle though for House Party. Yeah, he's not going to kill this wave quickly at all. Meanwhile, Tobias has 40 creeps on his side at the moment. Oh, this is bad actually. I think this might be bad for Tobias. He's going to have to adapt here. I think he sold his Crystal Spires. Interesting. Both players having to adapt to this wave. It just went for a complete stop for both players here. And House Party actually leaking some of this wave. Let's see whether Tobias does. Ooh. Yes, he will. Most likely. Oh my god, are you serious? Oh, that was so close. Oh, Tobias keeping his perfection. That is really sad for House Party right there. Alright. House Party definitely taking the speed clear here though. Not sure how much that will end up mattering, but I don't think that Tobias is in danger here, but I could be wrong. We're seeing periodic coming up here, and this is very dangerous for Tobias actually. Like, we're seeing a stacked healer group here. He might actually lose his perfection here. Yep, he's losing his perfection. That is really unfortunate for him. In the last wave, he actually does take a leak, and now he's also behind on the speed multiplier. So now it all comes down to him actually outlasting his opponent, as opposed to just beating him on score. Really unfortunate leak at the end there. Two Earth 4s. Okay. Idea, or like normally you would say that like the 6-element build has way more scalability than a 4-element build does. But after seeing the crazy vapor stuff here, I'm actually not too sure. House Party successfully putting pressure on Tobias here. That's a lot of low boss waves. I'll see whether he keeps up or not. We might actually see Tobias take a loss here. I do believe that playing nuclear against Vapor is a little bit like that might actually be his undoing. Although with that said, this entire wave is also super low now. So we're about to see whether this actually ends up mattering or not. I think it does because he has 3 boss waves on his side at one point, or at one time. I don't believe that House Party will clear this wave quite as quickly. The question is whether Tobias survives long enough to catch up here. Okay, taking a few leaks, but definitely still alive. I do believe that his, once, as I said, like I think the nuclear here is actually being detrimental to him. Oh, that's a lot of leaks. That's a lot of leaks right there. He's gonna live, I believe, but oh, that's a lot of leaks. We're starting to see House Party's build slowly fall off here. We're also starting to see the creep count get slightly normalized on Tobias' side, so it might actually come down to being a nail biter this one. Unless he takes that leak. No, he does not. Okay. House Party very close to taking leaks right here, but he's keeping up, and I believe that's actually the game. House Party taking the first game. Wow. Alright. And just as this build was starting to fall off a little bit, Tobias couldn't keep up anymore. And yeah, I do believe that it came down to the nuclears. Slowing him down a little bit too much. But yeah, I'll see what Tobias has to say about that, if he has any commentary on it. And that's the end of game 1, folks. We're probably going to see a Vapor ban come out this next round. I would almost be surprised if that did not happen. Okay, so let me see here. Gonna hop into the game here real shortly. Just waiting for House Party to hop in so that they're next to each other. Of course, this is also like part of the product of that game was also partially that it was a 1-path map as opposed to a 2-path. It was a 2-path that would not quite have been quite as bad. Actually, I shouldn't offer strategic, potentially strategic insight. I'm not even sure if I'm correct, but regardless. That map doesn't like me, so I'm shocked as well. Alright. Yes, I did indeed get XP by spectating. I believe that is actually... it's kind of like... it's not necessarily intended, but it's just kind of... I don't know, irrelevant in a sense. You do gain experience in terms of knowledge when you spectate someone. So hopefully, enjoy your free XP if you want to abuse that somehow. I don't know if you still have to sit out the same time as if you would have played the game, right? So I'm not sure if it's that much of an abuse. Now, regardless, we are seeing a desert game. And now we're going to have a two-path map. And I don't know if Tobias will even bother banning Vapor on this map. I'm not sure how strong Vapor is on this map, but I think he might just ban it straight up out of respect. After seeing what that just did. Okay, let's see. Excuse me while I'm overlooking things here. So once again, Tobias, for some reason, starting off with... I think he always forgets that it's short. Okay, so what are we doing here? Geyser. Okay, we're seeing Geyser from Tobias. We're seeing Geyser on the opposing side too. I believe that most likely Haste was not banned. And that's what we're seeing here. I'm not sure if Haste is that great on this map, because like they will exit range and then we'll have some time in between. Like I would not play Haste on this map, but I guess we're about to find out. Maybe it's just like Geyser is the strongest, or considered the strongest. Indeed, you can do it while working. I do believe that Haste is probably, Geyser is probably considered the strongest tower on this map in terms of, late game here. So I guess we'll see what they end up doing here. Tobias playing slightly safer. House Party definitely... Interestingly enough, I think that House Party has the better setup here. Let me see. So you wouldn't think that, considering the positioning and in terms of like the gold investment either. But yeah, he's clearing roughly at the same speed and using fewer towers. So once again, House Party coming out with quite a surprise. I'm now a bit more proud that I've beaten this guy every single time I played him in ranked pick. Because clearly he knows his shit. All right, so okay. Yeah, okay, so we're definitely seeing the same build from both ends here, so it will just come down to who's playing it better. And we are seeing an early Haste here from both ends. Once again, slightly surprised about this. I don't think that Haste is like super good here. It's not bad by any means. Haste is never bad, it's always good. But this map, like as you can see, when they leave the range here, now it actually got to keep some of its attack speed from the last wave. So now it actually was charged up there, which means that he's going to clear this wave faster than Tobias. I think that's irrelevant though. What is relevant is House Party potentially picking up a very early Haste, a second Haste here. But he's not going to be able to afford it just yet. There we go. There's the second Haste if he wants it. He's probably going to wait for this interest though. Second Haste? Yes. Okay. Second Haste on both sides now. Pretty much seeing the same build on both ends. Just slightly more gold efficient on the end of House Party. for the time being. Well, okay, interesting. Tobias cleared that wave slightly. I was just looking at it like those was an interesting examples because like House had one of his hastes on front, while Tobias had both of his on strong, and Tobias ended up clearing just slightly faster. So strong OP, guys. That's your takeaway, or should be your takeaway here. Not that that was anything unknown, really. I don't know, Tobias is waiting for something here. I don't know what he's waiting for. Okay. Ah, I see what he's doing. Okay, so this is actually a smart move. He basically called out the elemental super late, so that he would keep some of the attack speed bonus from the elemental into the wave. Next wave is pretty much going to be deleted on both ends here. And I mean that like it's going to die in spawn. So just enjoy it. Isn't that satisfactory? Oh my, oh my lord. Okay, that's just sad. Okay. Well, it is what it is. And now we've also seen like an interesting little diverging path here from Tobias, or a diverging choice. He's not actually going for the 4-element build here. He is going for a 6-element once again, it seems. Of course, that is Tobias's bread and butter. I think he was blindsided by actually losing with 6-element in the last game here. Now he's going to have to reprioritize his towers a little bit, and so he did. The danger, of course, like normally strong, you know, we all know the strong is set, or rather, strong is the best targeting priority in the game for most towers. Anything that deals, you know, a little bit more damage, just naturally you get more damage out of it when you put it on strong. The reason just about no tower in this game has strong by default, and it's something you have to set yourself, is because since we have this mechanic where the creeps, the waves can come in and overlap, obviously having your towers on strong may end up having your towers targeting the new wave instead of the current one that you're trying to not leak. So it requires some micro from the players to not leak while using strong targeting. And therefore that's not something that we want to force on newer players. Just some insight into the whys and hows of things. Okay, so we have 4 hastes up now for House Party. Meanwhile, we have Jinx plus haste on the opposing side, meaning that that wave is cleared way faster. And is House Party fine here? He's actually missing the entire first pass. He's leaking a little bit of this wave and missing the entire first pass on this wave. Okay. That is rough. That is actually rough. Okay. Now they're obviously both going to opt to go with strong targeting because it's a curse wave. Tobias actually clearing a bit faster here in general, but just like last game, a bit behind on gold. Nothing too exciting exactly happening right now. I believe that both players are somewhat safe in their approach at the moment, aside from, of course, the beginning of this set of 5 waves here, where House Party took some leaks due to just going full fire damage versus water waves. But in general, we're seeing some we're gonna keep seeing triples being added here. We're seeing Muck being added. He waited for the interest after all. Cancelled it and rebuilt it for the interest. Oh, look at this. We're seeing Crystal Spires being used against Tobias this time. Alright. Which actually meant that he's not clearing that much slower. Although, okay. Yep, this is what extra interest gets you. He's got 2 quads already, while Tobias is sitting comfortably on his towers here. I'm very much wondering what Tobias is going to go for here in terms of like the late game. I sense here's one thing that we have to consider for this game at the very least. I think it will become a factor at the very least. Time will tell, but I do think that Tobias is actually going to keep his perfection in this game because he's not being rushed in the same way as he was in the last game. There's no vapor here. There's no way of making him struggle with the being behind on waves. So he's gonna safely sit there and have his perfection bonus by the end of this, most likely. Oh god, we might be seeing a completely different kind of rush here though. Look at this, look at this. So we are seeing 4 Crystal Spires already. Ooh. He's actually sitting on 1 pick less. He hasn't picked up his next element. I guess he's about to do that now after this wave has died. Yeah, here we go. So either that, maybe my interface is bugged. Let me see here. So no, it wasn't. Never mind. Okay. So we're seeing Blacksmith 3 here as well. So we're seeing we're gonna see Crystal Spires with Blacksmith 3s shortly. Now we have Crystal Spires on the opposing side as well. Clearly an OP tower developer, what are you doing? Oh wait. Anyway, so they should have no problem whatsoever clearing the next wave here too. And I actually think that we're gonna start to see House Party pulling ahead here a little bit, maybe, because of Blacksmith 3 already. I don't know, just a fun fact by the way, I don't know how many conversations I've had with specifically House Party where, like, he's claimed that Crystal Spire was useless. So we've been going back and forth on this tower for months. Of course it's a bit buffed now from where he felt it was useless, but regardless, it's funny to see him now use it as his main tower. But yeah, we are seeing a House Party actually getting a bit of a speed advantage here. Just with Crystal Spires. I guess we're gonna see more Crystal Spires here. Maybe this is just a Crystal Spire spam build. I guess we're about to find out. House Party, the best player in the game at cheesing the game. It is what it is. Meanwhile, what we're seeing on Tobias is actually a little bit scary, because now I understand what he's doing. Although I'm not sure if he will get to it. So that's the one concern that I have for him right now, because his opponent is definitely clearing faster than he is. And yeah, if he's gonna play it like this, Anyway, so you're gonna see a pretty fun build here, assuming that Tobias makes it all the way to the end with it, which I do believe he has the capacity to do, regardless of him being rushed or not. So basically, what this build is that it's a nature rush build. And what that means is that you usually play with Rage Tower. Rage Tower speeds creeps up, but also makes them take more damage. So and then you also play that with Incantation, which deals more damage to isolated creeps. And then you are speeding the creeps forward, isolating them for your nature towers to take them out with a damage burst. This used to be such a ridiculous build that we've been struggling with balancing the nature tower for several patches in a row. it would just like clear significantly faster than any other build, and also score significantly higher than any other build. So we'll see how balanced it is now, assuming that Tobias makes it. And I just noticed something very interesting. We're seeing income, or rather interest, the interest upgrade here being picked up by House Party. Don't see that too often. Definitely don't see that too often. That is a very unusual combo. Volkna Golov. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I mean, so it's not bad by any means. I mean, basically, the flamethrower tower exists to give AoE to your single target towers, right? Like, in a sense, that's what it does. And so, yeah, I do think that, like, that's not necessarily a bad setup at all. I don't know if it's competitive, but because a flamethrower is known for falling off. But yeah, no, I do think that that's actually a thing. It's certainly playable. We're seeing both players clearing quite safely here. I'm not sure if House Party's build is quite working out for him in the same way anymore. I think the interest here, yeah, he's actually taking leaks here. Actually, are both players taking leaks? Ooh, no, Tobias just barely not clearing, just barely not taking leaks here. So he's still keeping his perfection. Now, the question is, do we think that House Party can actually rush with this in the last 5 waves? I don't believe so. I mean, it's the undead wave up first. It's gonna blow most of the spirits on the first life of them. So yeah, I just don't see this being a thing. However, he will clear 52 very quickly, most likely. So I guess we'll see. With that said, though, Tobias has Crystal Spires too, so he just doesn't have that many. Yeah, no, Tobias is gonna be fine here. It's not gonna bother him. Will this actually be the first series to go to a Game 3? We're about to find out. And also, will we see a Crystal Spire ban in the last game? Actually, we have... oh my god. Okay, that is just sad. Okay. So that wave just overlapped a little bit with the previous one, meaning that he took a few leaks. Really unfortunate. It is what it is. Tobias actually clearing faster right now. Are we seeing the Rage Towers in just yet? Or I'm not sure if that's what he's going for, of course. Like, I just assumed as much when I saw the Nature Towers. We're gonna see here whether he picks up any Rage Towers as soon as this wave ends here. And House Party taking more leaks. So his Crystal Spire spam did not quite end up working out for him. Now, I'm also... and another reason I'm expecting to see Rage Towers here is because... No? Okay. It's simply because, like, now he has a lot of single target damage right here. So, that makes sense to me. Like, it actually does make sense. But it seems that he's just not going for that. He's just basically adding more single target damage. This is the the Crystal Spire game, apparently. I wonder if both players favor the tower enough. I do believe that, like, if House Party loses this game, I don't see him allowing Crystal Spire through in the next game. But we'll see. They're clearing at roughly the same speed here in the first boss wave. Gonna stay zoomed in on one person here, just to analyze a little bit what's happening. So Tobias is adding more single target damage, basically counting on his opponents to start leaking fairly soon because he doesn't have quite as much support or debuff as he does. I'm still a little bit surprised, but of course no, here's the thing. He does have, yeah, so he's actually even gone for the, that is really strange. He has even gone for an essence, and I didn't even see that yet before now. But yeah, he's gone for an essence, and still he is not picking up his other nature towers. He's just adding more crystal spires instead. That is very interesting. Now you're starting to see the difference here, like Tobias has his perfection bonus, and he also has, I believe, a slightly higher speed bonus. I think he cleared wave 55 first. But here's, like, Tobias' build has so much more potential, I don't know why he's not picking up his next level 4 towers. Actually, what are we seeing here? Tobias leaked first. Tobias actually leaked first. Is this gonna be a real tournament upset? Tobias definitely coming in as the favorites in most cases here. Actually, he's clearing this wave better than his opponent for sure. Ooh. Oh my god, he's not even taking leaks. He's not even taking leaks. Tobias, what are you doing? You should have gone for the rage build, mate. Is it nerves kicking in here? The question here, of course, becomes, will Tobias leak enough to die? And if he doesn't, then I believe he's won. Just on account of having the multipliers. Yep. Ooh. And House Party has been eliminated. Oh, that was a close game. That was a very close game. Of course, Tobias coming through with a much higher score due to his multipliers. But I am very curious as to why Tobias picked up Essence Tower and never picked up his other Nature Towers. Very strange indeed, but still coming through, pulling out the victory, and we are seeing a game 3 for the first time in this tournament. Okay. Now, what will we see here in the last game? That is the question. I can't believe that Vapor or Crystal Spire gets through the ban phase. That would surprise me a lot. Okay, moving into game 3 between the two most even players we've seen so far in this tournament. Which one will advance to the finals, and which one will go into the bronze match that we're playing right after this one? Apparently Obelisk Tower is always banned. That doesn't surprise me. Okay, so we're seeing some banter here, explaining some of the bans or revealing some of the bans that have been going through. Bloom and Obelisk, obviously both targeted bans, and it's forced again. Now we're definitely not seeing Vapor coming through. There's no way that they're allowing Vapor to be in this game. There's no way that they're allowing Obelisk to be in this game. Um, and I would suspect that we're also not allowing Tobias to play around with Haste or Obelisk. So I think I can guess at least two of House Party's bans right here. Definitely taking their time with their bans. I would kind of have expected them to not think too much about it at this point. I thought I would think that they know what they're doing, or what what they're picking up, or definitely not allowing their player, the other player, to get through it. All right, so GLHF. Both players standing still after the ban phase. That's not a good sign. Tobias, as per usual, starting with his cannon towers. Undoubtedly about to remember that we're playing on short. House Party a little bit behind here. I don't know what we're doing. He's doing okay. Okay, so most likely what we're gonna see from both players here, because we are seeing. Oh wait, I think House Party is not quite sure what to play here, because I believe that Haste is banned. I believe that Vapor is banned. So basically, we're seeing House Party, I suppose, doing like a geyser rush. Is that what we're seeing? I've never seen a geyser rush before. That could be exciting. What would that look like? Is a geyser? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Anyway, so we're seeing a similar setup here from. I think Tobias is basically going to play the exact same game as he did the first time. Just now he's not going to have to deal with being vapor rushed. So I don't think that we need to necessarily watch Tobias too much on in this game. We know what he's doing. He's going to set up his debuff zone here, go with the, I suppose, an ethereal here, and also, move into nuclear and such. I believe we are indeed about to see a geyser rush. I have never seen this before. I have no idea if it works. I don't know if House Party know if it works. But I respect him for taking the chance. He should definitely upgrade to... Wait, does he have the gold for... He does have the gold for... Okay, so we're seeing an early Geyser 2 here against Nature Bulky coming up next. I guess we're gonna see how well that does. Okay, it seems to actually be... I can't imagine this wave not going another lap, while his opponent probably is clearing this wave rather comfortably. Okay, yeah. So we're seeing an ethereal already. Will we have overlapping lanes when, or overlapping waves when these guys come back around? No, we won't. Well, actually, maybe. Okay, so obviously gonna retarget these guys to front so that he won't leak these guys. And he's fine. Okay. Geyser Rush so far keeping up. Oh god. Here comes the infamous House Party tactical elemental leak. Alright. He might actually not take that, like, and also, like, this wave. Isn't this wave absolutely terrible for you? I mean, he does pick off, I suppose, like, he does pick them off one at a time, so... He's actually clearing that quite nicely. Okay. I wonder if this is something he's ever played before, if he's just swinging it. If it's just like, okay, I like to spam this one tower. Now, balance has been a hot point of contention within the community over time. As I have been working on it myself, I have obviously been very aware of the problem that, like, you can a lot of the time just, even on very hard, camp with, like, if you know what you're doing, you can camp with just like a specific tower or whatever. But we also don't want to nerf towers too much, because the community, obviously the more casual players, which is obviously the majority of our player base, would not quite appreciate the game being made too hard. So it's a fine balance to walk, and in some cases we're gonna have stuff like this slip through, just like we have the vapor issue. So it's always like, you know, it's never easy pleasing everyone, right? Okay, so I assume we're seeing a leak here from... Never mind. I mean, he did leak his elemental once again. Somehow this build is holding up better in terms of not leaking the elementals, because, like, he took several leaks on his first one with the vapor build. Then the vapor build. At least in this time bothering with spacing out his towers a bit, so that he won't get hit with every single curse on every single tower at the same time. Ooh, the curse actually made him leak one more time. That is rough. That one was not planned, that much I can say. Now this wave he should, in theory, let through, but he does have Geyser 3 already. I'm sitting here, like, I get, you guys can't see me, but, like, I'm sitting here shaking my head that this is actually kind of working. Meanwhile, Tobias has this, like, really, you know, like, elaborate setup going on. A bunch of support towers and all that stuff. And House Party's just like, nope, I'm just playing one tower. Screw you. Not only that, he's playing one tower, leaking his elemental several times, and still being ahead on net worth. He is the king of greed and abuse. Look at that wave. Where did that wave go? No one knows. No one ever saw it. I didn't see it. I wasn't looking at that side. Okay. Now, the question that will determine the outcome here is obviously whether this build can hold up. I mean, it's a Geyser build, so I know that it can score roughly towards 3k on this map with perfection. But once again, like, he doesn't have perfection, so that's at least 2.7k, and that is based on full games, not short. And it is also based on pretty much perfect placement. As far as I know, there was only one player ever that was able to, produce that kind of score with it. So now, what is happening here? Is he turning this into a Tesla or something? Like, well, what are we seeing here? Why is there a Tesla here? Did he misclick? A single Tesla at this point seems so random. Okay. Well, obviously it helps with killing the elemental. There's no doubt about that. Just not quite sure. Didn't quite expect that one to come out. All right. So House Party fully committing to his geysers here. Probably gonna speed clear these waves quite efficiently. We're not seeing a nature wave for a while, so we're probably gonna for quite a while actually. It's 45. 45 is the next wave where we have nature. So he's going to be quite efficient for a bit here, and of course Tobias is going to keep up with his 6-element spam, or 6-element entrance camp rather. Tobias cancelling something there and rebuilding it after the interest, I suppose, I'm not sure. Actually placing down an extra ethereal here because he's worried, I guess, of being rushed. No, okay, so we're seeing another Tesla to counteract the earth wave, I suppose. This needs to be turned into a Tesla too, I think. Sooner rather than later. Yeah, so here comes the rush. Because this is his power spike. He's basically sitting on the entrance with his towers. We're seeing the same thing again here. Tobias actually manually targeting his towers rather than selecting them and changing the target priority. I think he might be okay here, but he definitely has to watch out for the next couple of waves. Ooh, we're seeing Ethereal 2 even. Interesting, okay. This is dangerous. This wave might leak here. It's going to leak. He's taking a few leaks. That is really unfortunate. Okay. Game sponsored by Elon, yeah, sure. Oh, Tesla, gotcha, okay. Sorry, I'm a bit slow, a bit distracted. Okay, anyway. We're seeing Tobias actually struggle a bit here. I don't think that Tobias is quite prepared for the potency of the Shees coming out from this end of the map. Also, he doesn't have a nuclear in this game. Which means that this wave especially, like, it's really rough on him. That's 50 creeps on his side right now. Here comes the first wave in a while, where House Party might actually see a bit of a slowdown in terms of clear speed. And meanwhile, we're seeing Tobias lose a lot of lives. A lot of lives. He's actually below House Party now in lives. I can't believe that this build that most likely House Party just pulled out of his hat for this game is seemingly putting enough pressure on Tobias to win. I mean, we've yet to see, like, look at this. Look at all these leaks. Wow. All right. Now, how do you deal with this? Like, this, as far as I know, this hasn't been seen before. It is completely unknown within the community that Geyser, literally just Geyser spam, is keeping up that kind of a tempo. How do we deal with that? How does the next player that has to play against this deal with that? Also, Tobias, I believe, is just straight up dead here. I don't mean to be that guy, right? But, like, this is a light wave. It's gonna get deleted in spawn. Meanwhile, Tobias is still struggling to keep up with this wave here. Okay. I'm actually curious here. So, the Tesla tree obviously putting up the most damage. That much is a given, pretty much. If we look at this, so Ethereal actually secondary in damage here, which I'm not surprised about at all. Ethereal is basically the thing, I think, keeping him in this game at this point. He's taking even more leaks here. Will he live these last few waves here? Will he make it to boss waves? in the boss waves, can his build keep up with Geyser spam? Okay. Indeed, he did indeed change up his build quite a bit from the first game. I mean, it's it's kind of the same build, but he changed up the build order of it. Now he's adding a runic too, just to kill this undead wave faster. Let's see here. So runic here, putting up. It's actually out of range right now. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, so he's keeping up right now, and he's playing it a bit more safe. He knows that he needs to outlast his opponent here. 6 element technically has the tools to do it. The question is just because we're starting to see house parties build. Because here's the thing, right? Like, if anything gets past this point, then it's gonna be a long way around for house party to kill anything. Meanwhile, Tobias's Teslas are shooting at the creeps literally the entire way around. So that might be what decides it. Can he spawn kill the boss waves? And if he can't, you know, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. We're probably going to see somewhat similar clear speeds here in terms of the last wave, I believe. Are they on weak? They are on weak. Yes, he has retargeted his geysers to weak. House Party is clearing this wave faster. Not by much, though. Okay, we're going into boss waves in the third game, and House Party has a hefty lead on Tobias, the favorites, I believe. I don't know if he's saying good game because he believes he's lost, or if he's saying good game because, you know, good game. But once again, I'm a little bit surprised to see Tobias add more support towers instead of adding a second periodic. He doesn't seem to value the pure towers quite as highly. And I fully agree with House Party here that it's not over yet, because anything that leaks past House Party's first zone, which is probably going to start happening in like 1 or 2 waves, is going to actually cause him to slow down significantly in clear speed, because he has literally everything centralized around the entrance. Now we see one creep getting through, didn't actually make it all the way through. Yeah, so the difference is here that from the first game on Forest, that House Party is not rushing Tobias. Tobias knows, though, that he is very behind on gold. Not in terms of like comparatively to House Party, they're kind of even, but he's very behind in gold compared to where he would like to be. Actually, let me. Is it F9? I don't remember. F9. Here we go. We probably want that. So we hide this one instead. There we go. Okay, so we're seeing some leaks. No, sorry, they're not leaks yet, but we're seeing actually House Party starting to let creeps through, and his right side of his defense is not actually nearly as good. And another problem with having this happen now is that House Party is still trying to kill the creeps coming around the other way, while the next wave is coming through, right? So basically, he's leaking through more and more, and it's probably going to start compounding on him. And we might actually see Tobias sort of clutch this one out, just on account of the placement here, because he didn't successfully manage to rush Tobias out, and therefore, yeah. Let's see what happens here. We're seeing House Party take some leaks here, quite a few leaks in fact. And that's what we were talking about. We're seeing it compound. Now, the other thing here is that it compounding can also be a good thing, a little bit for House Party, because he has Earth towers. Let me see Runic's here. Runic is indeed dealing the highest amount of damage. And he sold his towers. He sold his towers. House Party is basically calling the GG. I don't think that he would have cleared that anyway, so I think that was fair. I think that was a fair move from him. And yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me just get in here and set things up. You're gonna have to... we're gonna create a new thread there, so bronze match. And actually, let's go in here real quick and adjust this. It is actually insane to me how close that series ended up being. I'm very impressed with... Oh, did I not? I did. Yeah, here we go. Now it's updating. Okay, cool. So it's actually that way. Okay. This party. Okay, so I'm trying to reach out to OP Facebooker and House Party here to see if we can get the bronze match going. I have a certain suspicion that OP was not quite paying attention to that there was going to be a bronze match, but maybe I'm wrong. In which case, I guess we'll give it a couple of minutes. See if he responds. He has not responded to my original comment where I said that he should stick around. So, yeah. I hope that he's still around. That was a really good set, though. I'm very impressed with both players and their performance. I'm really happy that we got a game 3 out of that. I'm hoping for a game 3 in both the bronze match and the finals here as well. But that's half the day done with. See if we have anything going on here in the chat. Well, actually, right. The delay on the stream is so much, in fact, that the game hasn't even ended for you guys yet. I just noticed. So, regardless, let's see here. We could probably try that, yeah. So Grolsch is basically suggesting that if OP isn't around, we would do the finals first. It's a little bit weird. It's slightly weird to have the finals before the bronze match. I don't know if anyone wants to stick around for the bronze match at that point. We'll see. Okay. Oh wow, the stream is really far behind. I didn't realize that. Okay. It still hasn't ended. Oh god. All right. Giving it. Let's put this up here real quick. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if this is like. Back shortly. And then we do this, and then we do that. Okay, that's gonna bother me. Let me just adjust that real quick. Cool. Now, I'm gonna give him a couple minutes to Tobias still sticking up for it. Okay. I'm gonna give him a couple of minutes to show up. If he doesn't show up, I suppose he forfeits the game, and unfortunately, but it is what it is. I let him know over an hour ago, I believe it is at this point, and yeah, pretty much exactly an hour ago, shortly after his game. So I don't know whether he didn't want to play or if he just missed it, forgot that it was a bronze match or whatever. But either way, I'm gonna leave it for a second and just take a bit of a break for myself as well. So be back in, I don't know, 3 minutes or so. Look at that, it seems that we actually have a game here, guys. Let me remove that right there. Alright, so the first bronze match is getting started. Just as I got back. Okay, so we're seeing Temple for the first time. That's exciting. I do like myself some Temple games. Alright. I'm glad that the bronze match is happening. Now, I don't believe that OP Facebooker was watching these games. So, the question is, what will he ban? You know, if he was not watching the games, then does he know to ban you know, like the vapors and the blooms and whatnot? All right, so OP going, I suppose solar, yeah, solar disease, I suppose. Very interesting positioning, not making use of half of his range. We did see some, I would argue, questionable positioning from OP in the last game, or in the last set of games. He did not ban Vapor, so obviously that's what we're going to see. We might actually see very short games here in the bronze match, just on account of him not having watched the games. Alright, so this is obviously the hot spot on Temple. Getting to stack the creeps up like this does a great deal of damage. Okay. Yeah, not much to say about the setup so far. Of course, House Party is going to be playing roughly what we know him to play. Meanwhile, Facebooker might do things that we don't expect. I don't think we saw him play Solar Tower a single time in the previous set of games. Of course, they got what's it called? They got the tropical map twice, so that obviously had something to do with it. And yeah. Guess we'll see. House Party definitely not clearing super fast. Just yet. Okay, so we're seeing a light pick here. I think this is like infamously. I don't know if he's gonna stick with this this set of elements here. Oh, he actually took a leak before that I missed. Interesting. Anyway, I'm not sure if he's gonna stick with this set of elements. But one thing to keep in mind here. Or rather, one thing to point out here is that like this set of 4 elements is actually, I believe, like infamously the worst 4-element build in the game. Like the debuffs you get with it and the towers that you get with it, like they kind of just don't stack or work together very well. It is just one of those like doomed setups almost of elements. So it has never been a build in this game. Probably never will be a build in this game. Unless he proves me wrong right now. Because I do believe that this is the Life Alter build. You'll have to excuse my my doubt here, because I haven't played this game in quite a while at this point. But I'm pretty sure that this is the Life Alter setup. In which case, and before you ask, no, I cannot see the tower table. I think that was disabled due to a bug. But he's going to need that Life Alter because he's leaking. And now it is time for House Party to start leaking. He's going to let that through a couple of times. I'm starting to wonder if the delay that I'm seeing on the stream is actually off, because like what I'm seeing is like, I don't know, like 10 minutes behind or something, and I don't believe that's the case. Regardless, doesn't matter. I can try to update the page, I suppose. Let's see what happens if I do that. Yeah, okay. It's actually not that bad at all. That's what I figured. It was just showing incorrectly. It's been lagging behind or something. Okay. Cool. Okay, so Facebook is taking a few more leaks here, and hopefully he's going to pick up a Life Alter, because that's going to be his one saving grace here, I feel like. That is a very strange positioning. Like, so... both this tower and this tower right here, and even this tower, they're like... Basically, you're not using half their range, almost, in these positions. This one is not absolutely terrible, like it hits them on the entrance and then, you know, like it's basically a triple pass in a sense. This one, however, is definitely... I don't know what he plans on putting here. Maybe this is a windstorm later, in which case that could be okay. And this is like very... Like Bloom Tower is built around, you know, getting to reset in between it firing. And... Here it doesn't do that. It's literally just hitting the emitter. It's literally just hitting them as they go around here. Yeah, no, I do believe that this is actually like infamously the worst build in the game. Like, at least as far as like, we have, you know, like once upon a time when we did like, you know, balance testing at you know, like, and we were doing like benchmarks for each of the builds. This build was one of those, and also of course when we were setting up and designing quads, this build in particular was one where we were like, this is just doomed. Like, what do you do with this one? Like, it just doesn't work well together. And so, yeah, no, I do believe that this is probably the worst build in the game. Of course, you're not going to notice that like super hard here in the beginning, because it has decent duels to keep up, but it's going to fall off pretty hard. Is what I'm expecting to see here. Which is actually, I think that is specifically, I don't quite remember at this point, but I think that was like specifically why we put Life Alter in this build, because we were like, you're gonna need to actually save yourself sometimes with this build. So yeah, no, I think that yeah. All right, well, we'll see what OP here manages to pull out of his hat, and in the meantime, we're seeing House Party literally doing the same thing that we were expecting him to do. Yeah. This is a very good map for Solar, though, if he actually picks up on that, if he goes for Solars. But yeah, this Bloom positioning is absolutely terrible. I hope that he makes a Nova out of this or something. No, he won't make a Nova out of it, probably, because this is Bloom 2 now. This doesn't get to reset. It's literally hitting once as they're going through in the center. It is a little bit painful to watch, I'm not gonna lie, but this player is still like way more interesting to watch than House Party. at the moment. No offense, but like I already know what House Party's doing. He's sitting over here with his vapors. But yeah, we might actually see the game end here pretty soon. Another thing that OP is not managing to do is get his triples up in time. So he's leaking quite a bit here, and probably not just quite a bit. I believe he might be leaking too much. Yep, that might be the game right there. Ooh, yep. No, he lives with 1 life. 1 life. Oh my lord. Okay. He also has 3 overlapping waves at the same time right now, and one of them is a curse wave. He cannot leak anything here. He cannot leak it. Oh my lord, he managed to pull that out. Like, oh my lord. Okay. Yeah. Now that, if you could switch places on these two, at least the lightning tower would be, you know, like forgivable. Actually, no, this lightning tower is kind of okay. It's clipping through here, but like, not having the lightning tower here, where it's overlapping to this side, is not the best. Okay. I'm not bashing. I'm trying not to bash, rather. Just trying to teach while we're watching this here. Considering his positioning, I'm actually surprised at how far OP has made it into this game. He also doesn't have any support. Like, he doesn't have trickery. He hasn't built a single trickery so far. He doesn't have. He has 1 jinx up front here, but kind of, I don't know, randomly in a sense. The jinx would technically make more sense on this end because the jinx would. Wait, does he have them on front? Oof. He didn't need to. He had disease towers. But yeah, he's not clearing this wave. Alright, that's the first game. Going to House Party. Okay, so the first game going to House Party in that one. See here, poof, submit. And now it's House Party's turn to host. And we're gonna see. I would expect, now that we have played a game here, I would expect OP to actually ban Vapor. Yeah. Okay, but let's see if OP can put up a fight here, and we're seeing Desert for this next game here. We are pretty much just playing Desert, Tropical, and Forest today, for some reason. Can we get to see some other maps? How do we feel about that? Maybe a cave? I don't know, a space? Wasteland? Although, admittedly, I think that, you know, Wasteland and Cave are 2 maps that people don't really enjoy. For the most part. Are we seeing a Vapor ban here is the question. Or will House Party get to do the exact same thing once again and claim the 3rd position? 3rd place in the tournament. We're definitely not seeing the same thing. We're seeing Bloom. So Vapor was most likely banned. OP is doing something else now. He's doing, I believe, the build that that he was doing in that tropical game. In the second tropical game of the semifinals. So we're seeing a Bloom build finally. Bloom was finally allowed to pass through the ban phase. Courtesies of Tobias not being in the game, I suppose. And we'll see just how strong it is now. If it is still a tower to be feared. Which I would assume it is. It's, yeah. Not only like he's sitting on these two towers, like chilling, while his opponent is like overspending at the moment. So you can see like he has 800 gold banked up and his opponent is sitting at 100. So quite the difference. Desert, one of the last, one of the OG maps that actually got remade some time ago. Or not remade per se, but basically these slots here were added out on these edges here, and this bit here, or these parts of the map here, they were shortened. So basically I believe the path length is roughly 5 seconds shorter than it used to be, because this map used to be kind of like Wasteland, a slogfest, very slow, played very slow, and no one was really enjoying playing Desert. Now it's a bit more punishing. If you don't kill them while they're in the center, you're gonna, in many cases, leak. Bloom 2 already, most likely coming out here. Well, actually, he can't afford it, because he built a light 2. Alright. Means he's gonna kill this wave slightly slower. Gonna give OP a chance to catch up here. That was a very strong clear. Like these Earth Towers are doing work. They might need to become something else though in the next. Ooh, House Party actually taking the first leak in this game. Interesting. Okay. Still not seeing a Bloom 2 anywhere. I believe he's saving up for both of them at the same time, if he's gonna be able to do that without leaking. Although he has already leaked, so I guess that's a non-issue. Yeah, okay, he's fine on this wave. Killing it a bit slow, but fine for now. His opponent doing a lightning plus earth setup, and now adding another earth tower. Interesting. Okay. Pretty much clearing the wave there at equal speeds. OP is one of those players that plays a two-path map and does not equally distribute his defense to both lanes. He's catering more towards one lane than the other. I'm not gonna comment on positioning in this game. It irks me a little bit. Okay, regardless. So we're probably gonna see House Party take a leak here. I don't know if he's gonna refocus. Yeah, he is going to refocus his Bloom for a short while here. OP apparently leaked his Elemental too. Despite the slightly strange build order we got going here on OP, he's kind of keeping up. Although, yeah, he had his towers set on strong for that wave right there, and that ended up biting him in his behind a little bit there. Meanwhile, House Party even refocusing his light towers to strong and no focus against the curse wave. Very tryhard. Oh my lord, what is happening here? Okay, okay. That's a lot of creeps. Of course, his Earth Towers are helping him quite a bit here. I believe he might be okay for this wave at the very least, but yeah, that's a bit brutal. Yep. Okay, I believe that's the game. All right, House Party takes the third position or the third place in the tournament. And that means that we are actually on to the finals. Let me just see here. We're gonna go into. Where are we? Where are we? We are over here. House Party claiming the title there of our third place winner. Now we're gonna create a thread for the finals. We're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see. What's the order of the bracket here? It is Grolsch versus Tobias. Okay, let's see here. Now, hopefully Grolsch has been paying attention along the way here and is planning on banning all the quads in the game. Literally every quad in the game he needs to ban. Probably not. He can't in the first place. Okay. Okay. It looks like we have the finals ready to go. And I hope that Grolsch comes in here with a plan. I don't know how familiar Tobias is with Grolsch either, so I'm not sure if he was watching the earlier games. So we might be seeing some random blind bans here. No, so just to explain, obviously when it came to this tournament, it was open for anyone to enter. So it's not like um, we only have absolute star players in here. We have players with far less experience, and obviously that's not always going to give the most fair matches, and that is just how it is. It's a free tournament to enter and win some money for yourself. So, if you want to put in the time to improve for this tournament, before tournaments like these, or if you don't want to, it is what it is. And it's a shame that so many people didn't quite, like there were a lot of people that didn't sign up, there were a lot of people that signed up and didn't show up. So, we didn't even get like a proper staging, in a sense, of the progression there. So, in some cases, we're seeing some less experienced players even this far into the tournament. Oh, we're seeing winter. It's a winter game. Okay. All right. Very exciting stuff. First time we're seeing winter. I'm glad to see some new maps now in the finals. Once again, it's going to be interesting to see what they choose to play with here. The bans are a little bit I feel like maybe random in this case. We'll see. Okay, it seems that we're in the game. We have our bans, although we can't see them. And okay, I guess we're seeing a. I think this is like a really good idea. This is a really good idea. This is roughly what I would have expected to see. Either poison or howitzer are usually the two things that are played on this map. And we're definitely seeing the howitzer build coming through here for Grolsch, while we're seeing one, two. I'm not gonna join it. Okay, anyway, so seeing a solar build coming through here. I'm wondering, that would be interesting to see for sure. I have a suspicion what Tobias is going to play here. I think we're actually going to get to see God, my brain right now. We're going to get to see an Archdruid build, probably. Maybe. We'll see. Meanwhile, we have a pretty standard howitzer setup here. Probably going to add dark towers in these slots here to overlap with the lanes. Well, not quite in the corner apparently, but we do have a dark tower here, so on this end, he leaked one. He actually leaked a creep already. Interesting. Okay, tried to greed a little bit too hard, apparently, and ended up taking an extra leak. Okay, so this actually ended up becoming upgraded into a howitzer, and it is within the range of the blacksmith. Now, howitzer is really mean on this map, not just because of, Howitzer is a strong tower on its own, but on this map it has like the highest uptime, pretty much, aside from Impulse or Astral. And neither one of those towers are usually played that much here, unless you're playing Poison, of course, for the Astral. And here we go. Here's the Poison. Poison is out. But I don't believe this is going to be a Poison build by any means. I think this is just Tobias's build up into his normal 6 LA strat. Now this okay, this is obviously going to become a money tower. Did not expect to see it an Atom there at this point, especially not before a wave where he is weak to the wave. Like his main damage source is Howitzers. This is a nature bulky wave, so you might take a few leaks here. This is a very dangerous wave to be upgraded to an Atom. I mean, the Atom is going to help him pick off 1 or 2 here, but like, is he actually okay? Yeah, I think he's okay. Ooh, okay, alright. Look at that. In theory, that should not have worked, but once again, it is what it is. Okay. This wave, however, he's struggling with because he was not shooting them on the outside. On the outer lap, because he was dealing with that wave before in a very slow manner. Tobias clearing quite safely here, and meanwhile we have more leaks coming through for Grolsch. His money tower not quite on the money so far. I do enjoy seeing the money tower come through though. We do know that like... Wait. What is this? No, yeah, so I might actually be correct. I think that we might actually see a Archdruid build. Okay. The money tower build here is obviously just a part of his 6 element build. Grolsch is playing 6 element. Tobias is actually not going to, I am guessing. Especially not if he's doing Archdruid. It's going to be a 4 element build. He's waiting for the interest. I think he actually missed that timing right there. Got a bit eager. Happy trigger finger. Happy builder finger, I suppose, in this case. Oh, he upgraded this one instead. Yeah, so this is going to be the Archdruid tower, most likely. Exciting stuff to see, actually. Yeah, I do enjoy seeing Archdruid tower. I'm wondering, though, whether we will actually get there, because Grolsch's build here is not efficient at all. Like, it is not keeping up with the waves. Wait. Oh, right. Okay. Alright. Now, how do you... So, basically, you obviously play Impulse Towers with Well 2. That much is certain. Grolsch still staying in this game. And... Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, I can see that here. So, he's so far earned 78 gold with that money tower. It's nothing to write home about just yet, but it will obviously help him long term. And here comes Tobias's Well 2. I can't imagine that Tobias is happy about his 1 leak, but he's probably happy about the general situation of the game, regardless. That is such a strange build, or such a strange positioning, I have to say. Anyway. Maybe this is going to become a Crystal Spire? I guess we'll find out. Still a little bit surprised to not see the well 2s come through here, as opposed to Jinx. Here we go. Here's the first well 2. Here's gonna be the second. Well, sorry, I was on the wrong person, so actually I can't afford it. Just yet. He's dealing with that wave quite easily. Meanwhile, Grolsch a little bit slower on the clear, but gonna be fine here as well. He's not gonna be fine on this next wave though. I think that he's actually gonna leak 29 here quite badly. Unless, oh, yeah, here he comes. There's the Crystal Spire. Tobias clearing that one convincingly. Meanwhile, yeah, he is indeed leaking this wave badly. He did not have the damage to deal with that. Also, his money tower so far is giving him 150 gold. It's not even a single at this point. Oh, this is brutal. This is very brutal for him right now. Okay. Oh, they're still taking another lap over here. Oh god. Oh god, no. Okay. That one actually leaked twice. Okay. Now hopefully Grolsch can stabilize a little bit. That's what I want to see. Tobias, on the other hand, is just about to upgrade his second poison tower into a corrosion right there. And he's looking very stable. Only took that one accidental leak at the beginning of the game. And since then, we have not seen any doubts in terms of his setup at all. He's obviously having to overspend just a little bit here. I don't, like, once again, I'm pretty sure that these towers will end up becoming Archdruids. I believe that at this point, he might be able to sit on his gold and get the gold for those Archdruids. This setup should be sufficient to keep him in the game for long enough to get them up. Now, assuming that's what he's doing, of course. Who knows, right? I'm just guessing over here. Actually, is Grolsch fine here? Will he live this? Yeah, he's gonna live this wave. Oh, Crystal Spire. It's so strong. It's ridiculously strong. Okay. And as expected, Tobias still sitting on his gold here. Once he hits 4.2k, it's gonna be on the next wave. We're gonna see the first Archdruid maybe, unless he deems that he is able to take an extra interest or two here during the wave break and still kill the elemental, in which case he will do that and hopefully get the second Archdruid up at a better timing as well. What's his element? Okay, Nature 3, huh? There's the first Archdruid. Okay. Look at that, I called this strategy right from the start of the game. Alright. Literally no one plays this, I'm like, yeah, that's an Archdruid. Okay, anyway, so, two Archdruids here absolutely demolishing that wave, although he did actually leak through. That is very unfortunate. That this is one of the, you know, the benefits of doing Archdruid in general is that, like, you want them to clear super quick. Grolsch pretty much hanging on to dear life here with Crystal Spires. And we got one of the, I don't know, what are these called? Great Lagro walking sideways due to being tossed by a Archdruid over a corner here. Yep, that wave disappeared, and that should, I believe, be the end of the game, because there's no way that he clears quickly enough to keep up with that speed. Now we have overlapping waves. Yep, There it is. Alright, first game of the finals goes to Tobias with an Archdruid build. Quite amazing. Always interesting to see stuff like that. Okay, let's see here. So we got the first game there. And we're gonna hop into the second game here shortly. And will this be the decider? Is Tobias actually taking the first spot in this tournament too? Is he the crowned champion of both pick and random? That is the question that we're about to answer. Yep, that's what I said. Ban all the quads. That's what you gotta do. Where is there it is. Oh, it's winter again. Oh god. Okay. Didn't even notice that because I had something happening in real life. Okay, so winter again. What will he ban? Is it worth banning Archdruid Tower? We don't really know yet, right? Because like we didn't really see that game play out. So how does it fare in the later stages of the game? I mean, I personally know that question, but or rather, I know the answer to that question. But does Grolsch? Because I've played against Archdruid. And of course, it depends completely on what build the Grolsch goes for. And I don't believe that yeah, I kind of suspected that was going to happen. I don't believe that the Okay. Yep, so Tobias opting to let through all the towers or not ban anything. I don't know if he considers, you know, I don't know if he knows what Grolsch even plays necessarily. So, okay, we're seeing Lightning here. Interesting. Now, Lightning is a really good tower, and I think that, you know, Grolsch is very wise to play it here. I was gonna say that I'm not sure whether, you know, Grolsch has a bunch of prepared builds for Winter or has played Winter enough that he knows, like, oh yeah, these are a couple of things that I know how to play here. Oh, we're actually seeing Tobias probably take a leak here. Yeah, he's once again leaking early. Interestingly enough. I think Tobias might be trying something. I guess we'll find out. Now this is the one wave that you need to worry about when you're playing Lightning on this map. Because I don't believe that Lightning actually takes out this wave consistently on their own. Also, I'm wondering what's his targeting on those Lightning. It's far. Interesting. I wonder why. Seems very strange and random. Anyway, yeah, so he might actually leak that guy. Yeah, he's going to leak it. Okay. So they've both taken some early accidental leaks here. Is he still going far? No, he is. Okay. Alright. But regardless of his targeting priorities, what we're seeing here is a rather normal setup in terms of like a way more standard setup than we saw last game from Grolsch, with Lightning plus Vapor as the starter picks. Now we might actually see both of these players play the same build, except I think Tobias might go for Poison. No. Okay. He's not. This is the Geyser build. He's going for Geyser. So basically we're gonna see Haste. Assuming that it was not banned. Yeah, he's fine for this wave at the very least. With his Vapor set up like that. And he's trying to just get as much interest as possible. Now, this is another map where I would argue that Haste isn't necessarily, you know, like it's not going to rush the waves quite as hard as it would on other maps. Once again, Haste is never bad, and it's definitely going to kill wave 18 very quickly. I don't know if it's going to be quick enough. I know that he's very aware that he's behind on gold right here, and that is actually going to cause him to not kill this wave quite as quickly as he would have otherwise. Because he should have had Haste on both ends on this wave. Meanwhile, Grolsch keeping up. I believe getting an early triple soon, or not. I don't know what is happening here. Let me see his gold here. So what are we doing? He has 600 gold. He's the trickery there. I mean, I think he should be fine. These next two waves should not be a problem for his build. So he can probably sit on that gold for a bit. Not quite covering all four towers with his trickery there, but I don't think that was possible with his setup anyway. Meanwhile, Tobias shilling onto Haste towers, and he's going to be shilling onto Haste towers for a while. Oh, okay. Alright. Still seeing Astral despite having Lightnings. You usually don't go for both. But the reason he's going for both in this case is because he's not actually staying on this 4-element build. He's going into 5 or 6 LA eventually. Tobias once again doing his thing, where he's summoning the elemental close enough to the wave that he gets to keep the attack speed bonus from the elemental into the wave. I don't know how much of a difference it makes. If we compare the damage on this wave compared to the other one, yeah, it's a little bit more. So it does help the tower ramp up a little bit, but here you can see that, you know, like Haste is not quite going as crazy as you would want to. Here, however, we're gonna see a wave deleted. And that's not good, because this is an earth wave coming up. And yeah, what does Grolsch have as an answer to this? He needs this one. Yeah. I was gonna say you need this one to be a corrosion, but you know, Windstorm certainly does some work as well. I don't think it does enough though, but he's not gonna die from this. They're probably gonna equalize a little bit in lives now. Actually, Grolsch falling below. Okay. All right. On this end, kind of a standard. Okay, so both of them are actually up to 5 LE at this point. 5 LE builds. Of course, Winter infamously being like the most difficult map in the game to play, or one of them. Autumn, probably the other one. Space can... I don't know where people play Space, but I think that Space can be pretty difficult as well. Like, once you get overlapping waves on Space, it's really rough on you. Anyway, Grolsch keeping up quite nicely so far, aside from that Earth wave right there that he did not quite prepare for. Okay. Clearing quite convincingly there, and we're seeing well towers on both sides on Tobias' defense. How are we doing on the interest game here? We're actually very equal or very even. Grohl's definitely a bit behind at this point. Picking up an ethereal, which I assume is going to turn into a another tower down the line. I don't know which tower that's going to be. Opting to not really change his targeting up against the curse wave here, but so taking quite a bit of curse impact right there. But he's definitely, his build this time is a little bit like more solid in general, like it's going to keep up quite nicely for the foreseeable future. Also opting to go for both Ethereal and Astral on this map. They're both very good towers here. And I see no issues coming up, at least until maybe wave 33 or 34. Tobias playing a very standard haste or a geyser support setup. The end game here is geyser. No, wait, sorry, he's actually. Excuse me. No, he's not going geyser because. Oh, he's leaking. Look at that. Taking a few leaks here because he was trying to save up gold. Okay. Both players, in Tobias's case, I really feel like he's greeding too much. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. Adding Jinx versus a light wave, which won't matter because he's gonna clear it anyway. But I think he could have waited another wave if he wanted the maximum interest out of that. Grolsch struggling a little bit here, but he has 2 ethereals, which means that this next wave is going to be no problem whatsoever. But now he really needs to start building. He needs another route here, yeah. So basically I would add the route here now. It's very important that he gets this up because the route is on fire. No, it's not, hopefully. But he needs it for the next wave. He needs it badly for 34. And this wave, you're going to clear very slowly. You don't have all that much damage. Your damage is starting to fall off at this point. Oh god. Oh, that is a mistake, I think. Okay. So, against the Earth Wave that he was bound to struggle against, he removed his only nature tower. Maybe it's enough. And also, I mean, he's going to be weak to the next wave too. Okay, we'll see if this ends up working out. Maybe nuclear is just that strong in the mid game. I don't know yet. I don't play nuclear enough myself, so I probably shouldn't be saying too much about it. But you can see now that like he's still killing the curse wave, while the nature wave, which is, you know, his main damage tower is weak to. His main damage tower at this point is definitely nuclear, by the way. He might be able to make it out of this without leaking. Yeah, he did. Okay, cool. Alright, that worked out for you. I'm happy for you. Okay, so we once again have Archdruids up. Okay. Did not predict it this time. I guess Archdruid, the haste build up into Archdruid is probably better. It's just that he couldn't do it last time because haste was banned. But why bother banning haste on winter? It's not that strong anyway. So we kind of have the opposite two approaches here, where We have Archdruid on one side, which is built to rush, while the Nuclear is on the other side, which is built to basically slow the waves down. And we'll see who ends up coming out of this with less damage taken, I suppose. Tobias definitely taking a bunch of very random leaks here, but this wave is going to get deleted, so here's the moment of truth in a sense. The good part is that the light wave here is going to come in against a Nuclear that is not busy. So that wave actually pretty much got deleted. That is great for Grolsch. He's going to be able to keep up here very nicely. And we're actually seeing Obelisk making it through in this wave of, in this game. So Obelisk plus Nuclear versus an Archdruid setup. Now this is definitely a game I haven't seen. I haven't seen these two things face off before. However, Grolsch badly needs to buff his obelisks. Trickery is the worst support for them. So yeah, and also now we're gonna see obelisks coming through on a shielded wave, and that is not good. Like, obelisk does not do well against this. Okay. Meanwhile, Tobias going into full... now this is also like a composition I've never seen before. Yeah, so... might not actually take a leak here. I don't know yet. No, he didn't. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Grolsch still in the game. And considering how many lives that Tobias has leaked at this point, and it being winter, which is incredibly punishing in terms of as far as maps go, I do actually believe that there is a chance for Grolsch to bring this to a game 3. I love that bug. That visual bug is amazing. Although it ends when he turns the corner again. Sad face. Okay. Okay. Grolsch actually going for Ethereal 2, which will help him keep up better on waves that he's behind on. And that might be excellent, actually, considering he's going Nuclear. It's a rather strange combo, right? Because like the Nuclear makes him tankier, so you wouldn't think that that actually works together. But I do think that it kind of works out. As long as they're dying eventually, right? You still get to keep that damage bonus. But that was an Earth Wave. And yeah. So this is like 46, 47 speed clear. Like, that is why this setup is so strong. Oh god, this is really bad. I think Grolsch is dead. I think he's dead. I think we have a winner. I think Tobias takes it home. He's gonna be the champion of both pick and random. Tobias! Tobias! Winning! Once again. His second tournament organized by Element Studios. What a treat to see. And yeah, can't say it wasn't unexpected, but with that said, House Party certainly gave him a run for his money and almost got him in the semi-final there. Yeah. Wow, what a game. Now, we are probably going to end the stream somewhat shortly here. Let's see here. We're just going to let the stream catch up a little bit. I guess this is an opportunity for me to say thank you to everyone who tuned in And thank you to all the participants who has, it's been excellent sportsmanship. It's been a good attitude, a good vibe, and it's always fun to organize these events. And while we are focused on Axon TD right now, as you all well know, hopefully, I would like to come back and host events like this in the future again. We'll see whether that happens or not. And with that in mind, if you are someone who is interested in our new game, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, once again, thank you to everyone, and congrats to Tobias taking the first place in this tournament, and also congrats to Krolch for taking the second place in this tournament, and to House Party 420 for taking the third place. So let me bring this up here real quick. I believe I can do that just like this. Let's see here. We do a window capture, I suppose. We can even do a display capture, I suppose. Display capture, display to, whatever. Cool. Then we overlay this for a second. And hopefully that should show up on the stream. Indeed it does. So, this is the final bracket right there. Tobias getting his second win here. I don't know, can we see here? Fourth. OP Facebooker, yeah. I don't know what says 2-0 Tobias or 4-0 Tobias. It's kind of weird. It's definitely... Oh, yeah, total matches, of course. Total matches. Yeah, alright. Yeah, so these are the end results. And I'm super stoked to have gotten to share this experience with you all. And I hope you all have a great time. And until next time. Oh, by the way, tomorrow we will be... I'm going to plug this at the end here, so bear with me. Tomorrow we are part of Steam Next Fest. And we're part of Steam Next Fest with Axon TD uprising, so we're definitely going to be doing a Steam Dev stream right there. So you can check that out if you want to, get some more info on Axon TD and the current stage of development. And yeah. With that also out of the way, we have a public demo out for Axon TD, so go check that out too if you haven't. And I wish you all the best, and have a nice end to your weekend. Bye bye.